Hi, and welcome to another episode of In Craig's Corner. Today I wanted to kind of take a break from the usual scriptural readings that I kind of focus on in my videos. Take kind of a look at the idea of self-confidence, believing in yourself, what it means to be a Christian in today's world. When I walk down the bookshelves at Barnes & Noble, one of the things that I stumbled upon, which I thought was pretty interesting, was this large section of books on self-help. You can improve yourself, you can get better, you can do this, you can do that. This huge section, and I just thought, what is the fascination with that type of literature for people? And so, I kind of really thought about it a lot recently, and I just decided that I thought that this would be a good topic to discuss for this week's video. The whole idea of believing in yourself is just a foreign concept to me. Not that you shouldn't have some confidence in your abilities, or that you shouldn't feel like you have the ability to do things, or that you have the skills necessary to accomplish a goal or a task, or that you shouldn't set goals for yourself. I'm looking more at the overconfidence in oneself. These books all seem to have this message that if you want it, you can do it. If you have the drive to get to a certain goal, you can accomplish it, no matter what it is. But I think that all these self-help books or tapes or videos, I think they all lack a really, really, really important facet, and that is the reliance upon God in these searches for self-improvement. All day long, we can sit there and say, these are our faults, these are the things that we need to improve upon, and how am I going to do it? New Year's resolutions are a good example. People set New Year's resolutions every single year, and about mid-February, they're nowhere to be heard of until, again, next January. I'm a victim of these. I decided to purchase a treadmill to kind of hope to, get my butt in gear and do some more exercise, and now it's just gathering some dust. So I kind of know firsthand about this kind of thing. But even more so, I find in my life there are certain things, discipline issues rather, that I have. Discipline in the sense that it's hard to get myself motivated enough to go and do something about a certain issue. So if exercise is a really good example of this, where I can't, it's very difficult for me to motivate myself to go and exercise, and people just say, well, you just have to do it, you just have to go do it. And that approach will work for so long, just like all these self-help books, they're all saying just go out and take it if you want it, but these will only last so long unless you have some sort of stable foundation upon which to build this pursuit. And I think that the stable foundation that people need is something that's tangible, something that they can see changing before their eyes, and probably more importantly, out of all the things that they need, is some sort of spiritual basis for it. To know that they're not alone in their pursuit. And there are different groups out there that are kind of support groups. Like Alcoholics Anonymous is a really good example of a support group that it has its spiritual foundation, it's got a spiritual basis, but all these people are coming together and they have this common goal, this common purpose. For some people, it's embarrassing to discuss weight issues with other people, and even though there's something like Weight Watchers they could go to, this could be an issue where it's very difficult to bring somebody else on board. And whatever problem it is that you may have in which you're lacking confidence in yourself or in your ability to fight it, whether it's an issue of sin or if it's an issue of physical change or mental change or whatever it happens to be, the big message is that you're never alone. These self-help books never mention the spiritual aspect, and I think that's a very crucial part of the healing process. You go through the Alcoholics Anonymous 12-step program, and one of their steps is professing help in a higher power, saying that the alcoholism is too powerful for me to control. I need help from God, essentially. And this is something that I think we can all learn from, that when we go through our day-to-day situations, we often find ourselves thinking, if only I could be strong enough to fight this, if only I could be strong enough to overcome this problem. It's not a matter of personal strength anymore. When we find ourselves too weak to handle it on our own, the first thing we should always do is find help. And if that's not help in a person who's going through the struggle with us, or somebody who has conquered the problem that we're trying to overcome, there's always one person that you can rely on, and it's God. And I know that for sometimes it seems a little cliche, I guess, to say, well, just give it up to God. It is a little cliche, but it's a mantra worth repeating nevertheless, because in our darkest hours, in the times that are most difficult for us, God is the person that will never abandon us, that will never steer us in the wrong direction, that will never ask us to get off the wagon, so to speak. He's the person that you can call 24 hours a day. He's the person that knows exactly what you're going through and knows exactly how to help. It would make sense that you should turn to God. But one important thing to know about God doesn't reach down from the heavens with his divine nature and touch you and heal you. I mean, he's done that sort of thing in Scripture and whatnot, but that's not generally how God works. Generally, God gives us opportunities to become stronger, to make that choice every time to turn towards Him, and most importantly, He gives us that spiritual foundation that we can realize, even if we fail, even if we screw up, so to speak, He's always going to be there to pick us up. He's always going to be there to wipe away the tears and to brush off our skinned knees and help us get back on track. God is not He's not a Band-Aid for a situation, and He's not a solution for all of your problems in such a way that you should just you should wait until you have an issue and say, oh yeah, by the way, God, I'm feeling a little hectic today. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm getting a little forgetful. I've got a paper due tonight that I haven't started on, and I need to get the grocery shopping done. So if you could just, work a little magic, that'd be great. That type of thinking is exactly what we want to avoid when dealing with God and our personal growth. The type of thinking that we want to do is say, I'm going through a lot here. Thank you for the opportunity to recognize everything you've done for me. Thank you for being there in the times where it's been most difficult. I would ask that you give me patience to deal with these issues and the strength to overcome them. That type of mentality is going to better you in the long run, because not only is it helping you build a relationship with God, but it's also helping you recognize what He's there for. He's not your go-to guy to fix your problems. He's the guy to go to help you fix your problems, and that's a major difference. Another thing that we really need to avoid is to when we're reading books like these things or going to these support groups, is to say that if I believe I can do it, I can do it. any problem that we're having, any long-term problem that we have to be the ones that that initiate that conversation with God first of all. But we also have to realize we're not the greatest person in the world, and we can't do it on our own. Even if that means going and talking to a friend or a trusted colleague or somebody who is an expert in the area that we're trying to work on. The reason we're having the problem is because we're relying on ourselves. My mom always used to tell me that if you argue with yourself, you're never going to win, because the only people that are hearing the argument is you, and you're never going to get any fresh insight into what you need to discover about yourself. So when dealing with self-improvement, never be afraid to turn to God, but don't use God for what He's not meant to be. Secondly, always seek help, because no matter what you're going through, somebody else is too, and they can be of great help. For myself, I am taking my own advice, and I'm talking to a good friend of mine, and she's going to help me start exercising. So as I shed away the pounds, I hope that you kind of examine your own lives and think about your approaches to personal issues. But always have God in your back pocket. With that, this has been another episode of Incorrect's Corner. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great week.